Hello, everybody. Today I'm talking about Mars in Aries. This is a very long transit for Mars from 16th of August to 22nd of February. The reason it's long is that it is going to go retrograde and then it'll retrograde back to Pisces, go forward, and finally complete it. So it's quite turbulent. It is strong as well because Mars is in dignity. And how does this affect us? Hello, I'm Komilla Sutton, and we are talking about Mars in Aries. And this transit lasts from August right up to February. It is very complicated. So I've decided rather than confuse everybody, is going to do it in three sections. The first section is the first step of Mars in Aries, where it will retrograde and then come back to Pisces. Then the second step will be Mars retrograde, which is in Aries, Pisces. And the third one will be when Mars is purely in Aries. So this is a step by step three parts of this thing. So do remember to subscribe, press the bell notification. You don't want to miss out because the whole idea about studying the transits in Jyotish is that you understand the complexity of them and you understand how to deal with them. Because once we know their energy is like this, then we can do some balancing act and work with it. So Mars first set of this transit that we are dealing with, it is going to go into Aries on 16th of August. But it's not a straightforward going into Aries because it is going to have Gandanta. It is going to go into Gandanta and then when it retrogrades back, it goes into the second Gandanta and then it goes direct and goes back into Aries, third Gandanta. So 3 Gandanta transits of Mars, and each one of those transits will be unsettling. Whereas Mars in Pisces is strong, Mars in Aries is very strong. So we have this sort of unsettled energy in between. So let us first look at the 3 Gandantas. The first time the Gandanta is on 16th of August, and Mars becomes Gandanta from 12th to 18th. So it will go Pisces Gandanta, then into Aries, and then remain in Gandanta. And it is unsettled. Remember, Mars is a fire sign. So when fire gets unsettled and the Gandanta means water of Pisces and fire of Aries meets, it is a very stormy energy at that time. So that is the first set of Gandantas. Second Gandanta is on 3rd of October, and it will be from 30th September to about 6th of October. It remains in Gandanta. Here, Mars is going to retrograde back into Pisces. So from fire to water, so it's like all heated up and cool down again. The third Gandanta is 23rd of December, where it will go from Pisces back to Aries. So we have these 3 Gandantas. Ganda is a spiritual knot, and this is where a lot of issues are blocked. Spiritual issues are blocked, and emotional issues and world issues are there. So as Mars goes through these Gandantas, he will release issues and release energy. Now, is this a good release or a negative release? It will be good for some people, not so good for others, and the world has been in crisis, and maybe we need this Gandanta to move into the next dimension. And Mars is going into Aries with a bang, because 3 times it's going to go up and down and really, move into that aspect. Now, because of the retrograde, Mars is going to retrograde on 9th of September to 13th of November. It will retrograde at 4 degrees of Aries and go back to 21 degrees of Pisces. So Mars retrogrades once every 2 years, and it is always a very important retrograde. It is going through these Gandantas because of the retrograde. Normally, when Mars will go through Pisces, Aries, it is just one Gandanta. Now we have 3 Gandanta transits, and it is also spanning 2 signs. And usually, when a planet retrogrades in 2 signs, it is called Ati Vakri. I'll put a link to the retrograde planets information, but I'm going to make a proper full video on the Mars retrograde, as I feel this is a very important retrograde and we should honor it properly. So I'll do that. So Mars will retrograde in September, and therefore then by 3rd of October, it has moved out of Aries. So what we are looking at just now is this transit from now, that is 16th of August to 3rd of October. So this is Mars normally going into Aries. It goes through Gandanta 1 or 2 days and we are fine. However, this time Mars in Aries is not just a straightforward transit because of its retrograde and then also the Gandanta. So what happens is that when Mars does all these things, the fire gets disturbed. So it can become too hot, too powerful. The retrograde can oppress it, suppress it. So you are holding on to anger, you're holding on to your energy. So it is not fully in dignity. It has Mahapurusha Yoga, Ruchaka Mahapurusha Yoga for Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. However, the true enjoyment of Mars will only come, and its strength will only come after December, after it's finished all these retrogrades, because at present he is going to bring mixed signals, because he's going direct, he's turning retrograde. He's not making any aspect, only with the moon. The one plus point we can say about August Mars in Aries is that his great friend Sun goes into Leo at the same day on 16th of August. Sun goes into Leo and Mars goes into Aries. And both of them together are in fire signs. So as a fire energy, they want to burn up the negativity. So especially together, I feel that this may be a positive signal for the crisis that we've been going through. However, I do think that till Mars has completed its retrograde and moved back into Aries, we are not going to feel confident enough. There may be some of us who feel confident and think, oh yeah, this is now okay and we should move forward. But I would suggest that we should be cautious at this time. We can be enjoy that energy and that verve that Mars brings. However, we should be cautious because the transit is not complete. Mars is not ready to go into Aries. He's not ready to give us this new energy till December. So on 9th of September, Mars will turn retrograde till November 13th. 9th September, we need to be conscious that as Mars is turning retrograde, he's going to slow down. So this Mars transit almost starts slowing down at beginning of September, the speed of the planet. And then it stations at 4 degrees of Aries, and it will retrograde. And I always watch the day before the retrograde, day of retrograde, day after, because the energy is very messed up. And I think it's a good idea not to travel around that time, not to make any major decisions around that time. Also, something you will find that, all your actions, there's something slowing down. It's not really helping you to make any decision because Mars is pulling back and he's the planet of action. So idea is that you stay calm during that time, and idea is not to take action because Mars is retrograding. Don't do any important things. Of course, day-to-day things we have to do, but don't plan anything important. Don't plan anything stressful around that time. Mars can also call mechanical failures or technical problems, car problems, things like that as well. And definitely it is a good idea, if it is not urgent, to not make any big journeys on the retrograde, which is around 9th of September. And September itself, number of retrogrades direct going, I shall make a different video about that. But Mars on 9th of September, and these are California dates, remember, so you have to look at other dates as well, where you are. There may be 10th, maybe in India and Australia and Asia. So just remember that. But as it is turning retrograde, so it's slowing down and it's restricting the energy. So it's almost as if there is a fear or anxiety to go forward. He's not as yet ready to give the full result of Aries. So they can be, I always think when planets go retrograde, they tend to be like a volcanic situation. They are in a lot of pressure building up on them, and it's also restrained, and it's not restrained like you're consciously restraining yourself, but you feel as if something is pulling you back and things are not happening. But generally what I've noticed with the retrogrades is that the most important impact is around the time that the planet retrogrades. Once it gets back into its motion, it will be okay. But then for Mars specifically, he is on 3rd of October, goes back to Gandanta again, and goes into Pisces. So he's not as yet ready to give the results of Aries. However, there will be a lot of energy that you will feel. So you need to use that energy positively, and also to be patient, because you know that Mars will go into Aries in December, and also at that time Sun will be in Vedic Sagittarius. So again, these fire element planet will come friendly to each other together, giving us some better results. So there can be some optimism, I would say, with Mars going in Aries. It's a new sign, a new energy, and optimism, and sometimes carelessness, because Mars is very adventurous and overconfident. So I would say that don't be overconfident at this time, and that would be the most important thing. So as far as aspects are concerned, Mars in Aries during this first transit is aspected by Jupiter. So Jupiter will help enhance the energy, keep it calm, not allow any excesses to take place. And regardless of whatever the other turbulences, Mars is actually in dignity in Aries. So do keep that in mind. Saturn is doing a square aspect on Mars, so that also is there, but it's not as intense as his full aspect. So let us see how does it affect you. All signs that I talk about are from your ascendant and also from your moon sign. It is up to you to look at those, and always that is what I'm doing. So Aries, Mars is in your ascendant or moon sign. You feel very confident, and as I've said, that it is time to enjoy the transit. Ruchaka Mahapurusha Yoga is there. I will put a link so that you can study the Mahapurusha Yogas. Strong, confident, yet don't forget the turbulence. There's Gandanta, so there's insecurity, there is retrogrades. So best is to say that whatever things you're thinking or planning, you're going to keep them till December, when the second tranche of Mars in Aries happens, and you can make a decision then. Taurus, Aries is your 12th house. So this is a house of expenses and not the best position for you. Maybe also partners are being very impulsive. It rules your 7th house as well, and 12th house. So partners can be impulsive. And as I said, that this is a time that a lot of energy is being generated, but the results are not being generated. So don't be in a rush to do things, and watch out for your expenses. Gemini, Mars comes into your 11th house. Now, for Gemini, Mars is not regarded as the best planet. However, this transit and this houses that Mars is going through 10th house and 11th house. So it's career in Pisces, and then 11th house is money. And earnings. So Mars in the 11th house can give some positive results financially. But as I said, that the real fructification of those earnings and finances will only come after December. But certainly ideas and things and opportunities will be there. And watch out for the 2 Gandantas. But at the end of the first set of transit on 3rd of October, you may find suddenly some projects which were financially oriented may suddenly change their mind or not work out. So just watch out, but things will go back to normal after Mars goes into Aries again. Cancer, Mars is your best planet, and it's going to be in the 10th house. And I've watched a lot of Mars in Cancer energy. It is always very productive for you professionally. Now, however, just watch the turbulence around 16th of August, and then 9th of September when the retrograde is taking place, and 3rd of October. So there are a number of things maybe you don't feel as secure about your work. Of course, the economies everywhere are being suffering because of the recent events. And so therefore this is seems not so secure. But however, I would say that the long-term prospects are good professionally. And also you may find that creatively some ideas, children, those areas also need some gentler handling, and don't be impulsive on anything. Leo, again, for Leo, actually this Sun is going to go into Leo as well as Mars in Aries. So this can be quite a good few weeks for you. You've been having a difficult time, but Mars in Aries, again, for Leo, the best planet. And it is placed in the 9th house of good advice, good people. But it is going to go retrograde. It is going to be Gandanta. So at this stage, there is opportunities, but the true realization will be end of the year. So these opportunities may not come fully express themselves just now. Virgo, Mars is not your best planet. It is transiting in your 8th house of transformation and change and unexpected volatility. So you have to really keep constrained, and you need to watch how Mercury is doing, and of course what your dashas and other things are. But, Mars's volatility can affect you because it's in the 8th house, so there can be some unexpected events. And I think that the best thing for you to is very restrained, and Virgo do best when they think things through. So if you feel impulsive, you want to do something, hold yourself back. I think that is the best thing. Libra, Mars is in the 7th house of marriage and relationships. Now, Mars is a fiery planet. So it can be passionate, it can be argumentative, it can be, aggressive. So, and that is how you can feel towards your partners, but you can also have, they suddenly are very fiery. And so you have to try to keep your arguments at minimum and not to really overdo the situation. I think the main thing is this, that when Mars in December, January, when he's in Aries, he's going a straightforward transit. There's no turbulence that is activated. So just be conscious of that and be restrained. This seems to be my mantra just now, to be careful and be aware of the potential of volatility. Remember, it's potential. That is the main thing. Scorpio, Mars is your Lagna Lord or Moon Lord. It is 6th house, which is a house of opposition, health, healing. So definitely around 16th of August and then 3rd of October, when Mars is Gandanta, you will feel it and you have to take extra care. And the retrograde, because you are not as yet ready to move forward with your plans. And that is what the retrograde reminds you. Mars retrogrades once every 2 years. So it's not that Mars is retrograding every year. So therefore, it is important to remember that. I am going to make a separate video on the retrograde Mars as well. Then we look at Sagittarius. Mars is a very good planet for you. This particular transit, the lucky factor for you is that Jupiter's in your ascendant. So he's keeping a balance for you. Mars goes into your 5th house of creativity, children, ideas. Children can be a bit of handful for you because they have got a lot of energies. Your ideas may be full of life and wanting things, but yet you feel hesitant to express them. And that hesitancy is good. Just wait until if something is clear cut, then you can do, because you have the blessing of Jupiter. Not only Jupiter's in the ascendant or with your moon, it's aspecting Mars for you, your 5th house. So therefore, that is a good aspect for you. And plus Sun is also strong in the first part of this transit. So it's a pretty positive aspect, I feel, for you. Capricorn, Mars is in your 4th house of home. It is Mahapurusha yoga for you. But as I've been saying, that this particular moment is more turbulent for it. So transit Mahapurusha yoga, you may be thinking about home and property and what to do about it. Again, as I said, for everybody, restrained. Also, Saturn is very strong in your case. So especially if your moon in Capricorn, then, Mars may push you to do things and you have to realize that you are in deep Sarasati. So you're being cautious and careful as a rule. Aquarius, Mars is in the 3rd house. So you feel very adventurous and you want to do a lot of things. 3rd house is a good position. You feel certainly wanting to do things and, connecting with people and taking a few risks. I think as I said, that because this Mars is, you have to watch your timing. There are all sorts of blocks on the way with the Mars. So take care and always, don't overdo things. Pisces, Mars in Aries is a good transit. It's usually good for money, finances. Again, as far as Pisces is concerned, this can be quite a good transit for you because Jupiter is very strong. It is in Sagittarius. It will also go direct. However, even regarding financial matters and savings, you not to be impulsive and overdo things and be very conscious of your savings, because I think overall Mars in Aries will bring quite a lot of good financial news for you. But at this particular first part of the Mars in Aries transit is a bit turbulent, so be very conscious of it. So that is it. And do remember to subscribe and press the bell notification. Thanks.